I'd like to know more about how do you evaluate these changes.
Evaluation is key. The whole business is about evaluating in the right way. And the right way is when, if I and my group want to do something and we are doing something, and because it is our effort and our interest to get this going and get the best possible result, we are committed to figuring out what is the best way to see, are we wasting time? If that is properly grounded, we take trouble to work out the best ways to decide rather than the best ways that somebody else says are the way to measure things. So we are hopeless at getting these published in peer-reviewed journals. Hopeless. Right? They don't understand this. They don't understand things that can have a flexible, moving target. They can't understand that. So we are constrained to use the most inefficient ways available.
I have seen organically the movement starts, the women empowerment or she traders but within that group also after some times the egos get involved and I see fragmentation and sometimes they sizzle out and die, which was originally a very good concept and they grow for some time then sizzle out. Are there any kind of thoughts you have about these projects that are going on?
Activities, rather than projects as such, egos. Part of this business is how this group learns to function with each other. So if we move into this village or that place and we want to get things done, automatically some members of this group latch on to us. They're not necessarily the ones that are best connected to all the other members. They are the formal representatives of that group who come forward for everything. If we learn to negotiate that and include that person along with the rest and kind of relate to the group and to the subgroups in that group that don't like this person who keeps speaking for us, you can sometimes reduce these potential problems. More problematic is when things start moving and as any project, any activity, project meaning our shared project, starts making life better for the total membership, there are people who want to block it because somebody is losing, right? Somebody who was exploiting them is losing out. And they want, no, he doesn't want that to happen. Then he partners or gets hold of one member of that group and says, this one is trying to get too big for her boots or trying to get publicity or latching on to these foreigners who have come or whoever, right? Or is having an affair with so-and-so. That is the bigger problem. The ego problem gets solved by, actually entry being correct. But the undermining and blocking when privilege is lost is the problem, right? There is, why are people poor? Because they are exploited most of the time, right? And the exploiters don't want to let go. The person who gives money on murderous rates of interest when people get into trouble. Don't want the collective to grow. Because their income and their status is on isolating people and being the money lender, who nobody wants to displease, because when they are in a crisis, that's the only person you can go to. So they would want to block things. And so on. So that is the bigger problem. What happens when things start to get better? How they co-opt somebody from that group and through that person undermine the whole thing. And it doesn't look like the exploiter is working at all. It looks like an ego clash. But there's something else underneath.